We're standing in the Rockery at Caerhays, which was constructed by my great-grandfather just before the First World War, and the idea was to find a very sheltered spot, but one where the new Chinese rhododendrons that were dwarf in habit could be grown in what might seem to be a semi-mountainous habit, which is of course where they come from, on the top of mountains in China. So the Rockery was constructed with little beds and stonework, and if we have a look around you can see that some of the very rarest original plants are still going 100 years or more on. But today it's perhaps best to look at some of the rather newer planting that have gone on, and in particular these gorgeous miniature rhododendrons or dwarf rhododendrons, which today you can see at their very best. So here we've got Ginnie Gee and Weeby side by side. They often get confused, but the darker one is Ginnie Gee. No, I've got it the wrong way around. It's the other one. The darker one is Weeby and Ginnie Gee is the paler one. And they've been growing here for about 20 years. Their longevity is not very great. But if we look at this plant here, it hasn't caught the rain quite so badly and is still full out. Ginnie Gee at her best, perhaps. And just going over with that dark blue flower, looking a rather scruffy and very ancient plant, that's Rhododendron russatum, which is one of Forrest's introductions. That plant is 100 years old, and showing it, we've tried giving it a little bit of a cut back. It's only half liked it, and I would say probably we won't get many more years out of that. But if we come a little bit further down through the Rockery, we see another of these gorgeous mounds of rhododendrons. This one is Princess Alice. She's pretty much pure yellow when she comes out and yellow in bud, and you just get a faint hint of pinkish as the flowers die off. The bees are having a good go and they're not going to miss out today. And then we turn round and look at what looks like two evergreen azaleas, but actually it isn't. The evergreen azalea is the very dark red one in front, and in behind you're seeing a species rhododendron which probably didn't need to be growing in the Rockery, called pentaphyllum. And actually it's got far too big for in here, but when it was planted here nobody knew how big it was really going to grow in our Cornish climate, and there we are. Mistakes happen, but it's still alive and laughing at us a year later. There are many more azaleas and some rhododendrons still to come out, but it gives you a little bit of an insight into the Rockery, what grows here today and what's survived here 100 years on.